Hello everyone, I find myself back making a video of the ISS space station because look at all the wires. Do you really think that that is safe to be in? Please look at all the wires. There is nothing safe. I mean, what is this? What is going on here? Look. Okay, I suppose, yeah, they could put stuff behind that maybe, but I mean, just look at it. It's a death trap. Would you feel safe going on that? Because I wouldn't.
Now, in related news, just a heads up, RT, Russia Today, just put out this gem of a video called Epic Time-Lapse Footage of Earth from the ISS, and they're claiming that this footage is real footage of Earth from space from the ISS hovering over the Earth. Now, what's funny is we've seen this type of footage over and over again, you know, the supposed time-lapse of the ISS hovering over the Earth. And too bad for them that there's a mass awakening taking place against NASA right now, and people realizing the fraud that has been perpetuated all of these years and the fakery that has been perpetuated. And we realize now that this is nothing but fake crap that they give us and that they shove down our throats. And you know, in the past, we might have bought this. I know in the past, I bought this. As recently as last year, I would look at this type of footage of the ISS, of footage of hovering over the Earth, time-lapse footage, awe-inspiring. And I would buy it, hook, line, and sinker, as recently as last year. But not anymore. Mass awakening, and you could come take a look at it for yourself. Look at this video and look at the comment section. Hundreds and hundreds of comments of people exposing what this really is, stating why it's fake, and, you know, stating that they don't buy it. So you can see it for yourself. People are not buying it anymore. We're not buying the NASA fakery anymore. The jig is up. RT, they're all part of the fake space programs behind the scenes, working together behind the scenes. Don't buy the dog and pony show. This is ridiculous right here.
Okay, first of all, the space station takes about, I think, 90 minutes to circle the whole planet, right, apparently. So, I'm guessing this time-lapse was done in a matter of, let's just say 50 minutes, yeah, from start to finish. Look at the lights. You don't see a single light flicker. Now, I know that these are not single lights, they're a bunch of lights, and we're seeing that's why it's so bright. But I'm going to show you something here. This is supposed to be a time lapse. A time lapse is when you set the camera to take images at set intervals. So if this took them 50 minutes, we're seeing only 2 minutes, right? Because you take pictures at every, say, 3 seconds, every 1 minute, whatever, and then you put them together and you get a short clip. So if this was a time lapse, you would see certain areas where the lights would go off or they would change slightly. I mean, you're telling me in this 50 minutes across the whole planet, no one switched off their lights. Look at this. Just look, I'm going to show you. Also, the fact that the clouds are not moving. These lightnings are also a giveaway. This is showing you the lightning from start to finish. So you see the lightning start and go to, see? This is not a time lapse. A time lapse would not show you these lightnings from start to finish. It would show you just an instant, just the instant the shutter opens. Now, again, if the space station's moving, you're not going to be able to get these clear shots if you keeping the shutter open for long periods, right? Now look at, I'm going to show you something here. This is a time lapse of Seoul. This is in South Korea. I know this is on a smaller scale, but you get the picture, you get what I'm saying. Look how much change in light happens in just a matter of minutes in just one city. So when zooming up, look at this, you see that? You expect to see that it's happening here, but it doesn't happen anywhere. at all. This is complete rubbish. This is CGI. It's fake, and it's not a very good fake either. These guys are all in on it, guys. It's naive to think that they would work on faking space together, but they wouldn't work on fooling the people in politics.
Come here, look at this. Come here. Come here. Look at this crap. Come here, look at this. Does that look real to you? Huh? Can you say fake?
Fake.
Fake?
Fake.
Can you say CGI?
CGI.
Can you say computer-generated imaging? Is that too much for you? Alright, get out of here so I can finish this video. Love you. But as you can see here, I mean, this, they want you to think. They want you to believe epic time-lapse footage of Earth from the International Space Station. They want you to believe that this is real video of Mother Earth from the ISS. And ask yourself, does this appear real? Is it real? Looking at, you know what you're looking at here? More NASA propaganda. More CGI garbage.
I love this video you're about to see. It shows what a jet fighter would look like at half the speed of the International Space Station, which is a ridiculous lie. If the Air Force could use that technology, they would, but they don't. NASA's just for show. It's not real. Their technology doesn't have the capabilities they say it does, and I'm about to show you why. The Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird was the CIA's first true spy plane. With a top speed of Mach 3.2, its only limitation was that the fuselage heated up to 400 degrees Celsius at the edge of the atmosphere. So they built it out of a revolutionary material at the time called titanium. This was in 1964. They hired the best minds in the Western world to develop the technology to replace the U-2 spy plane.
And indicating Mach 3.0 at this time.
When you go Mach 3, the amount of heat that the whole airframe, everything experiences all this heat, and nothing that they have at the store works. You know, there's no paint, no rubber, nothing. You know, metals, plastics, all this stuff is useless. And they just had to go through so many contortions to make every single part of the plane tolerant of these extreme temperatures.
Temperature affects everything on this airplane. The average person probably is not cognizant of that fact, but the faster you go, the harder things get.
And if you remember your calculus by looking at this graph, you can pretty much tell that the air particle density reached its limit at about 20 miles altitude. If heat caused by friction was a concern for the X-15 and the SR-71 Blackbird, why wouldn't it be a concern for the International Space Station? You know why it's not a concern? Because they're lying to you. Watch this next piece of propaganda video.
As early as 1952, the X-15 aircraft was being conceived by the people at NACA. They began investigating the unknowns associated with flight to the thinnest edges of the Earth's atmosphere. One unknown concerned aerodynamic heating. The X-15 would be the first aircraft to push from supersonic to hypersonic speeds, where the flow of air would heat the leading edges of the plane to 1,300 degrees Fahrenheit. Experiment after experiment was run to see if this extreme temperature would weaken or melt basic materials. The data resulting from tests run well beyond temperatures expected for the X-15 proved that there were materials that would withstand this kind of heat.
And it's opens on the outside. How do you do that and maintain a pressure seal between them? O-ring type seals. No, you don't. With a rotating shaft. All our hatch seals are O-ring type seals. Yeah, but how?
She's supposed to be in the thermosphere right now, in an atmosphere of 0.01 millibar, with superheated molecules up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, traveling through this medium at 17,500 miles per hour. How is the International Space Station not fully cooked on one side of it?
Another problem, after rocket engines shut down, the X-15 would be thrust into a ballistic arc in air so thin that normal aerodynamic control would be impossible. How then could the pilot control the aircraft? The answer? Reaction controls that would allow him to correct roll movement and position the aircraft.
Rockets don't work in the free expansion of space with nothing to push up against. Force equals mass times acceleration. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And fuck you too, Mythbusters. Your little rocket is pushing up against the glass. This chamber is made out of plexiglass. Plexiglass outgasses like nobody's business. At best, this is a partial vacuum because the chamber would have filled back up with molecules of plastic. They have to make episodes like this in order to reinforce the propaganda.
Properly for re-entry through the atmosphere. But the designers knew the problems of control would never be fully solved until an X-15 aircraft was actually built.
We knew the X-15 would look something like this.
NASA astronaut and a mother of two. And she joins us now from the International Space Station. Hello, Katie.
Hello.
This is so cool, isn't it? Hey, Katie, I want to
welcome
ask
aboard
you a
the
question.
space station.
This is Leah. Look at this. Wow. Are you going to be okay, or... There's a delay, too, so we got to take that into consideration. Katie, can you hear me?
You know, we Hello.
This is so cool, isn't it? Hey, Katie, I want to
welcome
ask
aboard
you a
the space
question.
station.
This is Leah. Look at this. Wow. Are you going to be okay, or...
thing we do, we're weightless, and all the things we're doing it with are weightless as well. So you start off with that teeth brushing thing, and I have to say, you know, spitting, that's going to be a problem. So we swallow our toothpaste, and the day goes weightless from there.
As you have seen, when we are finished brushing our teeth, we can't use water to spool our mouth. So we just get rid of the toothpaste in a small cup like this, which of course after a while we exchange.
I have to say, you know, spitting, that's going to be a problem. So we swallow our toothpaste and the day goes weightless from there.
What is your average work day? Is it like a real 8-hour day, or? And then what do you guys do? You sit around looking out the windows, or what do you guys do? This is what I want to know.
You know, seriously, we live to look out the windows because it is simply amazing to look out. And, you know, every day is different looking down at the Earth. It depends on the weather. It depends on the lighting. Big international venture. And every day, actually, the day begins the night before because I look at the schedule, see what I'm going to do, and I study up. And just try to understand what experiments I'm going to do. And I can actually show you one of them. One of them is coming right at me right now. So before I show you this, let me just show you something else. Oops. It's going to come back to me, okay? I want to show you why we do these experiments, and that is because this is a bag of water, okay? And I'm squeezing. Let's see. So it's a brand new bag of water, and so my straw was a little crimped there. And I'm going to come a little closer, and you can see this giant blob of water. And we're getting to see in space, what do liquids really, really want to do?
Wow. That is amazing. That is amazing. So, I'm curious, because I know you have kids at home, how do you stay close to your kids? Oh, wow.
So water is also very dangerous on the space station because we have a lot of electricity. So we need to be very careful not to spill it. So we just put it
to your kids. Oh, wow. On a somber note, oh, okay, hang on one sec.
It's pretty fun to be up here now where they know where I am. And also when I get home.
Health implications of that scare you?
I won't say they scare me, but I'll tell you that I take them very, very seriously in that we exercise you know, about almost 2 hours a day, which I'll say I'm not disciplined enough to do down on the Earth. But I do it up here because the implications of not exercising are really having a tremendous amount of bone loss. And I have a 10-year-old, and I figure I still have a lot of running around to do when I get home.
Katie, I wanted to ask you, other than your family, your son, what do you, as a woman, what do you miss the most?
You know, I'm actually so excited about being here and just living in this environment and discovering new things every day in terms of what's delightful about just being here.
Katie, you mentioned that you exercise 2 hours a day, but being that you have no gravity, how do you exercise in space?
Suddenly be on the treadmill, standing on your feet, and I thought, wow, standing, that's interesting. Well, I'm assuming a shower will be like right in there. I mean, I'm actually clean up here. You know, my hair is clean, and you know, we take sponge baths literally, and so you're clean. But there's just nothing about like being, you know, actually in a shower. I think. You know, just be.
Station, this is Houston ACR. Thank you. That concludes the event.
This is so cool, isn't it? Hey, Katie, I want to
Welcome
ask you
aboard
a
the space
question.
station.